Michael Rios.
All right, Mike Rios. Uh, how long have you been doing photography?
S- Picked it up as a hobby maybe 6, 7 years ago. Started really taking it seriously about five, about 5 years. I just walk around places. I do a lot of long exposure, nighttime photography, a lot of architecture stuff, nature stuff. Um, I do a lot of. I really don't have like a particular.
Particular style?
No, I just pretty much like if I like it, if it appeals to me, I just shoot it. That's pretty much like what I've done. So I'm like a jack of all trades. I don't have anything that I'm really like a specialty at, you know?
Okay. Oh, so you don't have a particular niche?
Nah, no. I mean, if I did, probably architectural and street stuff.
Okay.
Currently, I shoot with a Sony A7 II Mark II, a Sony A7S Mark II, and I have an A6000. So everything's Sony. I used to be a Canon shooter. I was a Canon shooter for like the first 2.5, 3 years. And then I took a trip to Chicago I shot exclusively with the Canon 7D Mark II. And I went there and I came home and I went through all the pictures and I hated the way they looked. So I decided to make the jump to full frame, and that's when I went with Sony.
Nice.
Honestly, I've been a born and raised New Yorker. I'll be 40 next month. And for so many years, like I just never, I was born in Brooklyn. I moved to Staten Island when I was 11, 12 years old. And all I wanted to do was hang out with my friends. And we never really like left the island. We never like did stuff that like say, most New Yorkers do, like walk across the Brooklyn Bridge or, go to Central Park. So what inspired me was exploring more of the city, because it's something that I never did as a kid or as an adolescent, a teen, or even a young adult. So I've probably seen more of the city and all the other boroughs. I've probably seen more of that in the last 5 years than I did like the previous 35 years of my life. So that's what gets me out. And the thing is too, like the city's changing. Like you see buildings getting knocked down and replaced by these gaudy like steel and glass, like skyscrapers and stuff like that. So like even old neighborhoods that that I grew up in, when I was living in Brooklyn, those places are changing. So in a way, I'm documenting the changes, Oh man, I really can't think of it like any particular person. Like I have like there are a number of people I follow on Instagram. I mean, the names can't come, the names don't come to me right now, but one of the things about sites like Instagram, you see all types of stuff, and sometimes you'll try to recreate it and give your spin on it, or sometimes you might see a location and you'll be like, let me go to that location and get the shot. It's not so much people, it's just really like social media. Like I think whether it's Instagram or it's like Facebook, I'm in a number of photography groups on Facebook. Instagram, Facebook, even, up until recently, Flickr. You go to these sites and you look at stuff and it just pushes you to want to get out and, not necessarily like bite from somebody who's done it before, but no two people are going to take a picture the same way. Whereas like, I might take a picture of the New York skyline, but it's going to look vastly different than somebody else's because their perspective is going to be different than mine. The way they edit it is going to be different than the way I edit. So it's really nobody in particular. It's just whatever I see on the internet, on social media. It could be something that followers post. It could be something that my friends on Facebook post, and I just run with that.
In the next 5 years, what would you like to do with your photography? Where would you want to be at that point in 5 years from now?
I've always toyed with the idea of, earning money from it. And I mean, it's great and all, but, I occasionally do formal events, through word of mouth or, family and friends. Like they'll introduce me to people who need work done. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with weddings or doing sweet 16s or, you know, those types of events, but you're kind of locked into doing it a certain way. You know, you kind of have to follow a blueprint. You have to follow like a schedule. You know, you have to, like a wedding, you know, you have to make sure you get the best man giving a speech. Make sure you take pictures of the bridal party. Make sure you get the cake. And it's kind of like you're following a linear path. Like you can't really be creative with it. So I'm not really, at this point, I'm not really sure that making money of it and it is a thing, because the thing is too, everybody's doing it now. You know, that's one of the cons. You know, when you measure pros and cons of social media, it's like everyone thinks they could do it. And, you know, cell phone cameras have come a long way. So a lot of people are doing it with cell phones. And then those who take it seriously, like, you know, these entry-level cameras now, they do a lot, you know, like, and it doesn't matter, you know, whether you're shooting with a camera that's $2,000, $2,500, $3,000, or whether you're shooting with something that's a cell phone or an entry-level camera that's like $400 or $500. The gear doesn't matter. It's the person behind the lens. That's really it.
They see you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. Yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish.